on a cloudy and rainy Tuesday morning in Northeast Ohio. Welcome, everybody. It's the Animal House in the Bullpen. I'm Adam the Bull. He's Dustin Fox, and we are brought to you, of course, by BetRivers. We got a big announcement because the Browns scored, actually, on offense this week, coming up in a little bit, so we'll get to that shortly. Dustin, how you doing? What's going on?
Oh, I'm doing good, Adam. I'm a little bummed my camera's not working this morning, so I'm on this my FaceTime camera. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. But you know what? When stuff doesn't work, it just really pisses me off. Like it just every time I set up this computer, it's like everything just works. Just not today. Just not today.
Today it's not cooperating, so we're on a different camera, which is unfortunate, but we will get through. And there's a lot to get to today. Coming up later, the Cavs lose to the Raptors. I think they sat half their roster. It's Ohio State, Michigan this week. Is this the year that the Buckeyes finally end their drought? They've done everything else well for the last few years, but they have not been able to end this drought against Michigan. Will they finally get it done? We'll get to that later. Dustin will preview his game. That'll be on ESPN this week as well, college football. So plenty to get to today, but we begin with the Browns. I did a post-game show on Sunday. Obviously, you haven't been on since then. Your thoughts on Shedeur Sanders and the Browns beating the Raiders this Sunday?
I mean, it was the exact perfect script that we talked about on the show. Like he did everything that I said would be perfect. I mean, like I would have maybe liked a couple more completions, but in the end, they threw the ball 20 times. I mean, he had 11 for 20. Threw for like 200 and something yards because he had the big one to Sampson, and he threw a touchdown, which obviously was to Sampson. So they didn't make him do a ton, which was smart, which is really, really smart. And I thought he did just enough. Like, I mean, they won the game. He didn't turn the ball over. He didn't take those atrocious sacks that we had seen in the past.
Right.
So like those little baby steps were great. I mean, this was you couldn't have asked for a better performance from Shedeur, for his first start of his career, in my opinion.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I thought the progress he made, and you don't want to get carried away. Like anybody saying, oh, he's the answer or he's great. Let's slow our roll. Just like the people who are saying he stinks. He's played a game and a half. So anybody making sweeping judgments one way or the other is being ridiculous. However, we have a game and a half to judge. Let's judge him on that game and a half. And what I saw in this game, to me, was significant improvement from the half of football that he played against Baltimore. I don't think there was any doubt about it. Now, with his second straight start against a better team in San Francisco, and I know the Niners were kind of sloppy yesterday, but I don't expect Brock Purdy to throw 3 picks again next week, although you never know.
But you never know.
Yeah, against this, but we know what we do know is San Francisco is a more talented team, although they're not great at getting to the quarterback. We'll get to that. But now I'm curious. Okay, they're home, and let's see what he's got now. Can he continue to take steps forward? And he just made much better decisions. There was none of the running backwards, as you mentioned. The pick was a terrible throw. That was his obviously worst moment of the game. But besides that, I thought he made. When he had to check down, he checked down. When he had to throw it away, he threw it away. He only took the 1 sack, and it was for only 3 or 4 yards. And as you see there, first Browns quarterback to win his first career start since Eric Zaire against the Bengals in 1995. 30 years.
Bro, it's crazy.
But there's a lot, as we know, there's a million stats when it comes to the Browns. They're like, how is that possible? But it's possible.
It's crazy because there's been, 17 tries. I mean, it should say something about the performance because it's not easy to do.
Yeah.
This league is tough to get wins. More than anything, it's tough to win on the road. You know, it helps when you've got a defense that gives you 10 sacks.
Yes.
But they still had to score points. You know, they still had to have a game plan. It was a little smoke and mirrors at times, but it doesn't matter, man. Like they still got the job done, and I give them a lot of credit because they could have blown the game. You know, they could have had they tried to do too much with Shedeur. Had they not I thought the idea to go to the Wildcat with Quinshon Judkins was an absolute dynamite call. in those situations that put the defense on their heels. They punted from the 29-yard line. Never seen that before.
I know, that was bizarre.
That was just insane.
I don't understand. Yeah, that was a weird.
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. But whatever.
Yeah, and clearly the Browns are not the worst team in football because the the Raiders are so bad. Holy moly.
So bad.
Their offensive line, like obviously they've got, Genti, who's really good. Just like Judkins, doesn't get a lot of help. And we know what Brock. But first of all, we'll get to the defense because I want to, in addition to Myles Garrett, I want to talk about the job Denzel Ward did on Brock Bowers, which I was really impressed by. But the decision to start Shedeur again this week, is that a no-brainer?
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000, million, 100, whatever percent. Yes. Yeah. No brainer.
Yeah. I mean, I just can't think of a reason for Gabriel to play at this point. No,
and on top of it, like Gabriel's got a concussion, or had a concussion. So like, what's the rush?
All right, now before we move to the other side of the field, we got a big announcement to make here, Dustin. Very excited about this.
Let's hear it.
Because Cleveland actually scored an offensive touchdown on Sunday, the Animal House special cashed out, and everybody is a winner at BetRivers in Ohio. Go to your BetRivers app and enter the bonus code AnimalHouse185 to unlock a bonus bet. You have to be in Ohio, and you have to have an account at BetRivers. That's not a lot to ask. And if you're not in Ohio, I guess you can go another day, but maybe drive into Ohio and then, make the bet. The bonus code again, AnimalHouse185. You see it up on the screen right there, right above my head at the moment. I like the graphics. We like that logo. Animal House, bonus code, AnimalHouse185. So take a picture of that, write it down. We'll keep it up for the rest of the show here. But you've cashed in, available in Ohio only. Get to unlock that bonus bet. Must be 21. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, let's talk about the other side of the field. Dustin, Myles Garrett in the last 4 weeks, has 13 sacks. All right, think about that for a minute. 13 sacks in 4 games. Now, obviously, Myles Garrett leads the league in sacks. The guy who is second in sacks this season is Brian Burns of the Giants. Do you know how many sacks he has on the season?
12?
13. So Myles Garrett, in 4 games, has as many sacks as the next guy has in 12 games, because the Giants actually haven't even had their bye yet. So, I mean, that's how much better he is at getting to the quarterback than anybody else. We talked about it last week, but we got to do it again after he gets 3 sacks this week. 3 or more sacks in 3 of the last 4 weeks. I don't know if I've ever seen a player play at this level over a 4-week stretch like this. What do you make of it?
I mean, what do I make of it?
Yeah.
I think he's going to rewrite the history books this year. Like it's not. I think it's not even going to be close. I think he's going to end up with like 25 sacks, maybe more. And and at the end of the day, we're going to we're going to look back at the Browns season and say they had 4 wins or 3 or whatever. At the end of the deal, 5 wins. I don't know how many they're going to end up with, but like it's not going to matter. They're not going to the playoffs. However, it's going to be an all-time great season for Myles Garrett, and we will remember that.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year on a 3, 4, 5 win team. Because there's just no argument for anybody else. Look at the latest time, minus 835 to win the Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, if the Browns were good, he'd be like, I don't know, minus 2,000, I guess. But it's funny. You could say, well, they could lose without him. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the Browns have a single win without Myles Garrett. Maybe they would have won the Dolphins game. I don't know, but they certainly don't win the Green Bay game if Myles Garrett's not on the team, and I don't think they win this past week either. He is just on another planet right now. We were debating yesterday, and I don't know how you would determine, because a pass rusher versus a pass catcher is an impossible conversation. But we were debating Who had the better 4-game stretch? Myles Garrett currently or Josh Gordon in 2012 or 13? I can't never remember if it's 12 or 13. I think it was 12.
13.
When he had like almost 800 yards in 4 games.
I believe it was 2013.
13. By the way, the Browns have gone 1-3 in this Myles Garrett stretch, but that stretch for Josh Gordon when he had almost 800 yards in 4 weeks, they were 0-4. That pretty much sums up the Browns, unfortunately. But I want to talk about some other guys. We've talked about Myles Garrett, and listen, the fact that he needs to average less than a sack less than a sack per game to break the record is crazy. He's on pace for like 27 sacks this year, which is insane. I don't know how you stop him, right? Like, what are you doing? If you're obviously the 49ers have the best left tackle in Trent Williams. So he's got a better chance than most guys. But like, what do you do now? Especially because the rest of the D line's playing well. So it's not like in the past where you didn't really have to worry about anybody else. The Browns have obviously no super. The rest of the guys aren't superstars, at least not yet. But they're like Malik Collins is a good player. He's got to be near the top of the league in sacks for a defensive tackle. And Mason Graham had the best game of his life. And Alex Wright has played well. I know he's hurt right now, but he's played well. And what's his name? The other end. Oh God, Isaiah McGuire. He's played well too. So like the other guys are threats at least now. So what do you do if you were an offensive corner? If you're Shanahan and you're this week, you got to deal with what are you doing? Is there any answer?
Well, I mean, look, first off, I mean, the Raiders have like the worst offensive line in football. And they even pointed that on the broadcast. They're like, hey, the Browns have been, much maligned for their offensive line.
Yeah.
But the Raiders are even worse. And they had to go up against, this barrage of pass rushers, including Myles Garrett, the best pass rusher in the game. They had a rough day. I think it'll be different when they go against, better offensive lines and better coaching, where they'll do a better job to scheme it up. But still, I don't know that there's much you can do because he's that dominant of a player. And because the Browns have players at the other positions that are far more than just serviceable.
Yeah.
Like they're good players. They're going to create nightmares for offensive lines and for offensive coordinators for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. Malik, I just looked at it. Malik Collins he is leading the league in sacks by a defensive tackle with 6.5. I'm trying to find the next defensive tackle. The next, there's two guy on Atlanta and a guy on Seattle with 6 each. So they have the leading sack guy and then the leading sack guy at defensive tackle, which is our guy TA, man. He said his best bet last week was Malik Collins, 2 or more, I think it was over 1.5 sacks. And he hit that. That must have been a nice price.
That's a nice payday. Yeah.
Anyway, I want to get some comments from the fans, and then I want to hit on some more stuff on this defense. JCA says, morning, boys. Sammy Hill with the Bull and Fox emojis. Evan419, what's up, boys? Happy Michigan week, Dustin.
Happy
with the Red X.
Michigan week. XLPM.
Let's see. Evan said, watching the sideline seem more engaged, like Myles reacting to the Bond throw. Is there something to that with a new quarterback, or is that just us fans looking for confirmation bias?
No, there's always a little spark when you put a new quarterback in the game that people are excited to see. I mean, the fans obviously were pumped to get Shedeur in the game. The players can feel that. They feel the electricity. And then when the player ends up making some plays, that's where you have those sparks. Now, it could be short-lived, or it could be something that goes for the season. I mean, it's happened you see it more oftentimes than not with like interim coaches who come in. Like, how about when Greg Williams took over and they had that nice stretch,
Right.
Sometimes it can be fool's gold. Sometimes it can be, you can really find, a diamond in the rough. And, I hope that Shedeur continues to have success. I mean, it was a perfect team to have the first start against in the Raiders because they're not very good, and it let him build some confidence.
Yep.
Man, he's just a fun guy to watch and to be happy for, to root for. So I was pleasantly surprised. I did not think it would go as well as it did. I thought he would take more sacks. I thought he would make more poor decisions. I thought he'd turn the ball over, and he just didn't.
Yeah. And clearly the team was pumped. Obviously the fans were pumped, as you say. Myles Garrett, after the game, saying that one throw to Bond was a throw that not many guys can make. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but the fact that Myles Garrett pointed that out to me was a big deal. I want to go back to the offense for a sec. That throw to Bond, like how good a throw is that?
I mean, it was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess you could say it could be like 2% better and maybe he scores, but it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. I mean, it's still a pretty incredible throw.
And the play with Jerry Jeudy where he makes the catch and then, Kevin Stefanski gave him a pass, of course, which he always does. But what is he doing there? Do you have any idea?
He didn't know the defender was behind him. Sometimes guys just try to do that little jump thing to just like make the defense hesitate a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, if the guy's not coming from behind, he wouldn't have fumbled the ball. I'm not making it. It sounds like I'm making an excuse for him, and I kind of am, I guess. But you got to secure the ball. And I mean, if you're going to do something like that, like you have to hold on to the ball. You have to have some awareness. He just didn't have that, and it was unfortunate.
By the way, I think the Browns. Correct me if you think I'm wrong here, but I think they have 4 locks for the Pro Bowl. Myles Garrett, Malik Collins. Maybe I'm wrong that he's a lock, but I think he is. Carson Schlesinger and Denzel Ward, to me, are locks. Do you agree with that, or you think Malik Collins is not a lock? Okay. Yeah. So 4 guys that I think are locks at Pro Bowl on defense for the Browns. Obviously, Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward, but I think Malik Collins and Carson Schlesinger are definitely going to be Pro Bowlers too. You agree with that, or are you not sure about Collins yet or Schlesinger? Oh, we lost you. Okay. So to me, I see 4 guys that are locks for the Pro Bowl. And listen, Grant Delpit's having a good season. Mason Graham has really picked it up of late. He's played much better. You look at the Browns defense, you gotta, and again, maybe I'm going too far with definite Pro Bowlers because I'm not watching other teams as closely to know like who's good, who's having a great season or whatever. I think Devin Bush is probably in a conversation. Unlike the offense where you're not going to have any Pro Bowlers. I don't even think anybody's in consideration. I mean, Quinshon's having a nice rookie season, but not a Pro Bowl level season. Same with Fannin. Maybe Corey Bojorquez. I don't know. I'm not the authority on who should be the punting Pro Bowler, but on defense, there's a lot of guys there in the mix. I don't think there's any doubt about it. So,
I am back now. Sorry. Yeah, there's. I found out what the issue is. So we'll have it. We'll have a software update for the next time. But in the meantime, I'm back with his camera. Sorry.
All right. I don't know what you heard. Do you think Malik Collins? Because we know obviously Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward are Pro Bowlers. Do you think Malik Collins and Carson Schlesinger are going to be Pro Bowlers too?
Man, I just don't know enough about the rest of the league to say for sure whether those guys. I mean, I think that Carson has had a year that warrants him to be in the Pro Bowl.
Yep.
Collins has as well. I don't know about the depth of those positions for other teams. Adam, I don't watch a ton of NFL outside of the Browns.
Yeah, I was saying and certainly when I do, I mean, I'm not watching it closely. I don't know the equivalent of Malik Collins on other teams. Like
Same.
I don't know how well that guy is doing, but just on the surface, I think those guys have all of it. Obviously Myles and Ward are locks, but the other 2 guys I think have a good chance to be Pro Bowlers, maybe a great chance. And I think, and Grant Delpit, Devin Bush are having nice seasons. Mason Graham has really played well, and I thought he was at his most impactful week this week. So, I mean, there's a lot of talent on this defense right now. Unfortunately, they have no talent on the offensive line and a wide receiver, or very little. We don't know yet about a quarterback. So, outside of running back and tight end, there's not much on offense, and there's nobody going to the Pro Bowl on the offense. But the defense is another story. One last thing, I thought, as a guy, you've played obviously corner and safety. Usually when you have a tight end, it's usually like a safety Sometimes a linebacker is defending a tight end. Denzel Ward was on Brock Bowers quite a bit in this game, and Brock Bowers did nothing against Denzel Ward, and he's arguably the best tight end in the league, certainly in the top 2 or 3 at the position. We know Kelsey's still good, and what's his name? McBride from Arizona is really good. Laporta, although he's hurt, but those numbers look better than they were because some of that was in those final drives and garbage time. But when it mattered, Brock Bowers didn't do anything in this game. And how tough is it as a corner to play a big, talented tight end like Bowers?
I mean, it's really hard. You're so undersized.
Yeah.
So what you have to try and do is to not let them get their hands on you, essentially,
Right.
because they're so much stronger. Now, Brock Bowers is more of a wide receiver type
Yeah.
when it comes to the tight end position. He's not like, I'm trying to think of like a big, like
The guy from the Steelers.
yeah, Washington from the
Yeah.
Steelers, Mount Washington, they call him, right?
Yeah.
6'7", 280 pounds. Like,
Yeah.
Bowers is not that big, but still, those guys are, they're tough. And, because Denzel's not the biggest corner in the world.
Right.
However, man, I love watching Denzel Ward play football because he does it all. Like, even though he's not the biggest guy, he's one of the best tacklers to play corner I think I've ever seen. Outside, I mean, like I remember Antoine Winfield, who I think was like the best tackling corner or one of them of all time. Like Denzel's got to be up there, man. There's so many guys that play that position that just don't want to mix it up. And he loves to have contact and to come up and make plays at the line of scrimmage. So, I mean, I can't give enough superlatives to Denzel Ward and the job that he's doing and the way that he's playing right now, because it's at another world level. I mean, it's just awesome to watch this guy play.
Yeah, he's magnificent. I think the last 2 years have been his best. What do you think of his celebration? I kind of like it. I'm not a big celebration guy, but I like his. What do you make of that? Like the sword thing he does?
The what?
He kind of it's like he's pulling out his sword and putting it in.
Everyone does that celebration.
Oh, they all do it?
Yeah, it's very annoying.
I like it when he does it. I don't like it
Well,
when
yeah, because he's like one of the best to play the position. It's
Right.
annoying when, a backup corner for, Miami of Ohio does it when he didn't do a thing. I'm not making fun of Miami of Ohio.
It's funny to me when like the quarterback overthrows the receiver.
Yeah, and then the guy
DBs
goes,
are celebrating.
Slams the thing. I think it's like, I can't tell if it's the sword or if it's a seatbelt. Like they got you on lockdown. I don't know.
Yeah,
These
maybe
kids
that's
these
what
days,
it is.
I don't know. It's a rather 6'7" celebration.
With the 6'7". Everybody with the 6. I thought the 6'7" was going out of favor now. It wasn't as
Who
big.
knows, man? I don't care.
All right, Cavs last night, after beating up on 2 bad teams in the Pacers and the Clippers, they played a team that's playing really well in Toronto yesterday. They sat a bunch of guys, all this rest, bullshit, and they couldn't score. They had 32 points. The Cavs scored 32 in the first quarter, and then 67 the rest of the way. I mean,
67.
6-7. And the Cavs lose 110-99 in this game. Evan Mobley without Darius Garland in this game, he only takes 7 shots. Like what is happening here? What is he doing? Tyrese Proctor, Naquan Tomlin, Jalen Tyson, and Lonzo Ball all took more shots than Evan Mobley. He had 14 points. He was efficient. He actually shot it well. 5 of 7, 2 of 3, even at his free throws. Cavs actually didn't miss a free throw, but they only went to the line 13 times. But only 14 points in 31 minutes with 5 rebounds and 4 turnovers. His play has been disappointing of late.
I mean, did you expect them to win last night?
I guess not, but I mean, it's not even about them winning. It's just this step that everybody thought was going to take, to bring him into superstar status. It's not happening.
It ain't happening.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, no.
It's just not happening. Like the guy is, I mean, he's a good player. Not going to be the best player on this team.
Yeah.
Just not going to happen.
Out-rebounded 51-37. They had 2 guys double-digit rebounds. Brandon Ingram, man, that guy, jeez. Lonzo Ball I don't know why is Lonzo Ball shooting so much? He can't hit a basket right now.
I don't know. He made 2 of his first 3 threes last night.
And then he missed 9 in a row, I think, after that.
Who else was going to score last night?
He did have 8.7 rebounds, 7 assists. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell couldn't. Donovan Mitchell and Lonzo Ball, and Tyrese Proctor, their top 3, guards, were combined 5 for 29 from 3. I can win a lot of games that way. Anyway, they lose. All right, let's get to the Buckeyes now. It is Michigan week. Ohio State looks far and away, Dustin, to be the best team in college football. But remember last year, Ohio State was a massive favorite to beat Michigan, and they did not. They lost again, and they have had their butts kicked by Michigan. But we haven't seen. Have Ohio State even played a close game since the Texas game?
The closest they've been. The Rutgers first half was somewhat close, I guess.
But they won 42-9. Their defense has the most points they've allowed was 16 against Illinois. But that game was 20-3 at half. So they really haven't been threatened in any of these games, and now they have a chance to have a perfect regular season. They're at the big house. Is this the year? Do the Buckeyes get it done?
Yeah, and I think that they get it done in convincing fashion. I really don't think that this game is going to be close. This is not a Michigan team like in the past, even though last year's team was very similar. Like, they couldn't really score last year either. Ohio State played into the hands of Michigan a year ago, and they were so puckered up, and there was just so much like nervous energy surrounding the program. Right. This year, it feels like they're playing looser. They know how good they are. They are playing with confidence. And I don't know, man. Like, Julian saying, I can't believe he's 5-1 odds for the Heisman. Like, to me, that's like stealing money. If they beat Michigan handily and take care of business again in the Big Ten title game against Indiana,
right,
that knocks out Mendoza right there. Mendoza's the favorite right now. Like,
right.
How does Julian Saint not win the Heisman?
Yeah, I think they're using the talent around him against him if you don't pick him. Now, if Indiana beats Ohio State and Mendoza plays a great game, then it's all over. He gets it. He deserves it. But the only argument against Ohio State, I'm not one who would make this argument. The only argument against Ohio State is they really haven't played a particularly tough schedule. Have they played anybody that's any good?
Texas.
Yeah. So Texas, I believe, is the only ranked team they've played, right? The team that's currently ranked.
At the time?
No, currently ranked.
Oh, currently ranked?
Yeah, because Michigan's the only other Big Ten school. Oh, no, USC is ranked, but they didn't play USC, did they?
No, they did not play USC.
Yeah. So aren't they the only 3 Big Ten? I can't remember now. I forget sometimes who's in the Big Ten because it's switched up so many times. But I believe, besides Indiana, obviously.
Is Illinois ranked?
Is Illinois ranked? No. So the Big Ten teams that are ranked are Ohio State.
Illinois is 21st. Illinois is 21.
Where? I'm looking at. Oh, you're looking at. I'm looking at the stupid AP poll. Okay. Why am I looking at that? All right, college football. So in the college football playoff poll, you got Ohio State 1, Indiana 2, who they haven't played. Texas is 11, who they beat. Michigan's 21. They're playing. Did they play? They didn't play Iowa, right?
Ohio State? No.
And no, Illinois is not ranked. What are you looking at? What are you talking about?
Oh, maybe I was looking at basketball.
You might have been looking at basketball. Yeah.
Maybe I was looking at hoops. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So, yeah, Texas is the only ranked team they've beaten. And so we'll see. Now, I think it's just, to me, I think they're as good as their record says they are. I just think that's the schedule, just the way it played out. Do you think, are they unbeatable? Do you think that anybody can beat them right now? Can Indiana beat Ohio State? If Indiana and Ohio State play 10 times How many times does Ohio State win?
I think that there's one team to me that I've seen this year. I've seen them in person, and I've watched them play probably 4 times that I think can hang, and it's because of how good their defense is, and that's Texas Tech. They have,
Okay.
I mean, a defense as good, or close to as good. I think close to, not as good, close to as good as Ohio State's. They have a $21 million defense,
Huh.
and they have the best linebacker in the country, the best pass rusher in the country. I mean, it'll be a challenge. If Ohio State ends up playing them in the playoff, it'll be a fun game. Put it that way.
Is Texas Tech locked into the playoffs or not necessarily?
So most likely, so they're locked into the Big 12 championship game.
Yeah.
I'm doing BYU this weekend. BYU wins against UCF on Saturday, my game. They'll be in the Big 12 championship game. They'll both be 11-1.
Right.
And they'll play for the Big 12 title. Most likely, I think Texas Tech will beat BYU. They just took care of them 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago in Lubbock. BYU might get an at-large bid, but Texas Tech is probably, even if Texas Tech didn't win the Big 12 title, they probably still get in with their resume. But I think that they'll handily beat BYU and be 12-1 and get in.
All right. Well, I may have given you wrong information. The rankings I was looking at were not up to date. I don't know why.
I'm looking at the CFP right now.
Yeah. So maybe you were right about Illinois is 21st, I think. I don't know.
Are they?
Either way, the point is the Ohio State hasn't played any of the teams that are going to be in the college football playoff. But you think Texas Tech is the team that's got the best chance against Ohio State, not Indiana?
No, I don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I mean, they're better this year than they were a year ago, but I just don't see it. I mean, you think that putting this Ohio State team, which I think is more talented than they were a year ago, on a neutral site, indoors, like it's going to be like the greatest show on turf, dude.
Right.
And they're built to play in a dome.
Yeah.
Yet they can, they can get it done outside in the Midwest. It's like, it's crazy. This is crazy how good they are.
Evan says Georgia scares me. The new rankings come out tonight. That's right. Chris says Indiana has all 4-star recruits except for Mendoza. OSU has all 5-star recruits. Big Dave Lee says, can Dillon Gabriel play middle infield or corner outfield? Let's see. Evan says that going into the season they had 3 top 10 matchups. Yeah, but those teams are not top 10. Illinois is borderline top 25, and Penn State stinks. Doesn't matter. I'm not criticizing Ohio State. I'm just saying that's the only argument you can make. There's nothing you could do. I mean, your schedule's your schedule. Now, we got a couple of questions that we'll wrap up on. Somebody had some questions about your time at Ohio State. Let's see. Dave says, happy early Thanksgiving, guys. I'd be very interested to hear Dustin's opinion on the game. When you played at Ohio State, was the pressure, nerves way more amped for this game? What was it? How were you feeling?
There's a lot of pressure during the week. There's a lot, but there's also a lot of focus.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of preparation that goes into the game. So like when the game itself got to, game day, and by the time we kicked off, I think we were so locked in that, like, I don't know. Like, I remember these games like it was yesterday, and I was so like in the zone playing in these games where I just never let the moment get the most of me.
Yeah.
I just was so into it, and all my teammates were too. So it was a game unlike any other rivalry or matchup that I've ever been a part of in my life. It was really, really special to be a part of that game. Just a different deal.
You wonder if the guys playing now are feeling the pressure more because they haven't beaten them, or is it less because, let's face it, there's less Ohio guys, right? Guys change teams all the time. Maybe it doesn't mean quite as much as it did for you guys and all the generations before you. I know it certainly did for Tyvis, who played after you, and his group.
Mm-hmm.
But even since Tyvis, things have changed a lot. What do you think? What do you make of that?
I still don't know.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I played, and I'll talk to Tyvis about it tonight. We're doing a podcast together, and
Yeah.
we'll be on the show together today. I'm sure we'll talk about it on UCSS, but it's just hard. It's hard to times are different, dude.
Yeah.
It's so different. The players on these rosters are totally different. There were so many more players like from Ohio on my team as opposed to now. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you grew up and the rivalry didn't matter because you grew up in Texas or Florida or something else, then it just can't matter as much, I guess. But we'll see. Finally, Dave says, did Tressel put a ton of emphasis during the week, or did he have the approach of treating it like any other game?
No, I'm not. Tressel did not treat this like any other game. Like it was, it was special, and we knew it from day one. Like it wasn't even a thought of like, didn't matter who we played. We were still always doing something for Michigan. We had Mason Blue Drill every day for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so there wasn't a day that went by that we didn't think about Michigan and playing that game. It was more than just another game. That's what got John Cooper fired, was making it just another game.
That's right. That's right. BetRivers players who place the same game parlay of at least $10 on NFL or NCAA football games will receive an entry into the weekly Squares game. Winning Squares can earn up to a $50 bonus spent per entry. See the BetRivers app or website for more details. And remember, you see it right above my head there, the Animal House bonus code. Use the code at BetRivers, Animal House 185. Use that code, and you will unlock a bonus bet because Cleveland scored an offensive touchdown this past Sunday. It's the Animal House special. Use the bonus code Animal House 185. Thanks to Z and Alex for producing. We will not be on Thursday because of Thanksgiving. Everybody enjoy their Thanksgiving, but Dustin and I, along with Tyvis and G. Bush, will be on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show today. We'll see you then. We'll talk to you next time. Where else but right here with Bull and Fox in the bullpen. See you, everybody.
Later.